Hello and welcome to Ask the Crown. I'm Stephanie McGrain, and I am so excited to have the amazing Cassidy Wolf, Miss Teen USA, joining me today. Welcome, Cassidy.
Hi, Stephanie.
So glad to have you with me today.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And I have to say congratulations to you on capturing the Miss Teen USA title. So exciting.
It is pretty exciting. Thank you.
And I loved your reaction when you won. But can you tell the viewers, what was going through your mind at that exact moment when they called your name?
Okay, first of all, I couldn't breathe. When I was standing there holding hands with Tori, I literally couldn't breathe. So my first thought when they called my name was, okay, take a deep breath, take a deep breath. And then I couldn't, and all I could think in my head was, oh my gosh, it's me. And so it was a whole whirlwind of crazy emotions. But the first thing I was thinking to myself was, okay, breathe, okay, breathe.
And that's an important thing to do. Keep breathing.
Yeah, but then right after that, I was like looking for my mom. I could see my mom in the audience the whole time I was up there competing. So I was like looking for my mom, looking for my directors, and all I wanted to do was just hug my family because they just were so amazing the whole time I was up there. And I was like, I need to see them.
Oh, that's so exciting. Well, what do you credit your success to? What do you think helped you win the Miss Teen USA crown?
Definitely my support team. My support team was everything to me during my journey to Miss Teen USA. I had an amazing director who really helped me feel confident going into Miss Teen USA. I had my mom, who is absolutely amazing. She was definitely one of my biggest supporters, and I had all of my family behind me supporting me. So I definitely credit everything, or a big majority of it, to them, because without them I wouldn't be where I am today.
Oh my goodness, and it makes all the difference. It really does, having such a good support system.
Yeah, it really, really does.
Now, I know that you were terrorized and cyber hacked, which is very scary,
Yes.
what happened to you. But can you give our viewers some tips to keep us safe online?
Definitely. One of my biggest tips is to change your password every couple of months and always keep track of it. Write it down on a piece of paper. Don't write it in your phone, because you never know nowadays with technology what could happen on your phone. So keep track of your passwords when you change them, but do change them as often as possible. And when you get an email from somebody, make sure you are 100% positive that it's safe and that it's from somebody that you know. Don't just open random emails. I know that sounds silly, but sometimes you get an email and you're like, oh, and you just click on it without even thinking. So just be 100% positive that it's from a safe person, and to be careful what you're doing online. For instance, when you're not Skyping somebody that you're friends with or whatever, cover your webcams, because if I would have known that, a while ago, I probably wouldn't have had what happened to me happen to me. So just cover your webcams and just be safe and be cautious of what you're doing online.
Wow, great tips. And I know I need to be better about all of those things that you mentioned. And I think, people just kind of forget, or they don't realize it. But yeah, it's scary, and look what happened to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is one of those things where you don't think it's possible, but it is. It happened to me, so it really can happen to anybody nowadays.
Well, thank you for sharing those tips with us.
Of
And
course.
now, I thought this was such a neat story, but tell us how you originally decided to compete for Miss California Teen USA. How were you involved, and what made you decide to compete?
Okay, so I've been a dancer my whole life, and I've danced since I was 2 years old, and one of my really good friends got an audition call, you know, that in during 2011. She got an audition call, and she couldn't make it to the audition, and it was for to help choreograph the opening number for Miss California back in 2011? Yeah, 2011, and she couldn't make it, and she knew that I was a dancer, so she called me. She was like, hey, I can't make it to this audition, but I asked if maybe you could go for me, and so I was like, okay. So I went, and I got the audition to help volunteer to help choreograph the opening number, and I was teaching like Alyssa Campanella. I didn't know it at the time. That was the year that she won, so I was teaching all the Miss
Wow.
contestants. When I was 15 years old, I was teaching all the Miss contestants how to dance during rehearsals for the 3-day pageant weekend, and I just fell in love with it right then and there. I looked up to the girls as I was teaching them, and when I was standing backstage the final night, I was standing in the wings, and I was watching these girls strut down the runway, and they had so much grace and so much poise, and I was thinking to myself, I really want to do this someday, and I did. So I texted my mom while I was backstage. I was like, Mom, I'm doing this next year. And she was in the audience watching. She was like, okay. So we just kind of jumped right into it and started preparing, and I competed for a local title, Miss Greater San Diego, and that sponsored me to go the next year. It sponsored my entry fee. So it just kind of all fell into place one step at a time. But here I am.
Yay! It's so awesome that you did. Just think of how things change, just one little thing, and how it changes everything, your future.
It totally does. It totally does. You never know what's right around the next corner, so you have to just take every opportunity that you're ever given and just kind of run with it,
That's so true. Now, you talked about your dancing, and I know you're quite the accomplished dancer, but do you plan to continue with your dancing?
Well, right now, it's kind of been on the back burner because everything has just been so crazy. When I was in college, I was on my college dance team, and it was a competitive college dance team, so that with school was my main thing, but now it's Miss Teen USA with school. In some of my classes, I have a yoga specialized class, so lately I've been taking a lot of yoga, which kind of substitutes for dancing because I still kind of get the feel, I get to move, I get to exercise. So right now yoga has kind of been my thing, but I do look forward to taking classes at Broadway Dance Center's steps in my near future free time. So hopefully, yeah.
Oh, exciting! Exciting.
Yeah.
And tell us, how did you prepare to go to Miss Teen USA?
I feel like that was so long ago. But, what did I do? I did a couple interview coaching lessons just to kind of, feel 100% confident with who I am and what kind of questions I could possibly be thrown. I did some walking lessons. I studied runway walks on YouTube. At night, I would sit in bed and I would watch Candace Swanepoel's runway walk because she legit has the best runway walk I've ever seen. And I just had a lot of support from my friends and family, and they really helped me feel confident in who I am and who I was going as. So definitely just kind of, just finding myself was one of the biggest ways I prepared.
Well, it definitely worked for you.
Thanks.
And tell us about some of the exciting things that you've been doing so far as Miss Teen USA.
Wow. I've been focusing a lot on school. School has been, a big part of my reign so far, but I got to do New York Fashion Week, which was absolutely amazing. I did Project Sunshine visits, and I look forward to doing those in the future. Those are amazing as well. When you go to a Project Sunshine visit, it touches the kids, but I feel like it touches us even more because getting to visit the kids and see how strong they are and see their families and how supportive they are, it really, when you leave a Project Sunshine visit, it makes you feel so good. So that has been definitely my favorite part of being Miss Teen USA, is getting to do those visits.
Oh, so exciting. And I know you're touching so many lives. And tell us, what is the best part about being Miss Teen USA and the most challenging part about it?
The best part is getting to work with an amazing organization, getting to work with Miss USA, Miss USA, and Miss Universe. I was going to call Miss USA Miss Erin, but I don't know why. Getting to work with those two girls because they're so sweet, and I love working with them. And getting to meet new people every day. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm so blessed to have this opportunity. So it's amazing. But one of the most challenging parts is definitely balancing school and being Miss Teen USA. Like I said, I'm a full-time student, and I go to school 5 days a week, and then when I'm not in school, I'm Miss Teen USA. So it's kind of hard to balance the college student and Miss Teen USA, but it's working, and I'm learning a lot about myself, so I'm loving it.
Well, it sounds like you're very, very busy. But
yeah.
Great for you for juggling it all, and you're doing a fabulous job.
Thank you.
Now, what do you plan to do after you give up the Miss Teen USA title?
Well, for the New York Film Academy, you get a 2-year scholarship, so I'm definitely keeping that as an option to use it next year. But no matter what, I'm going to finish school and get my degree, and hopefully along the way, maybe you'll see me, doing Laker Girls, Charger Girls back in California, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm taking it one step at a time because, like I said, you never know what could happen and what's right around the next corner, so we'll see where it takes me.
Oh, that's true. Do you think someday you'll ever compete for the title of Miss USA?
I swear, everybody asks me that
I
question.
bet, right?
Everybody asks me that, and I'm definitely not opposed to it if life throws me in that direction, but I don't know. I'm kind of getting a taste of the lifestyle right now, and I'm getting to work with the organization already, so I definitely wouldn't be opposed to it, but right now I think I'm just going to focus on, continuing school and finishing up being myself a little bit, but we'll see.
Absolutely. And of course, making a difference in so many people's lives. I know you are a role model, and so many people look up to you. But who is your role model? Who do you most admire?
Definitely my mom. My mom is everything to me. She is constantly texting me. She's back in California right now, and she misses me, and I miss her just as much. So definitely my mom. She's a single parent. She's raised both my brother and I, and she's so strong. So I definitely look up to her. But alongside my mom, I recently just started reading SheIsMore.com, written by Kristen Dalton, and everything that's written on that is so inspiring and so amazing. So I definitely look up to her as well. So.
Oh, so exciting, so exciting. And your mom sounds like such a wonderful lady. And of course she has to be if she raised you.
Aw. Thank you.
And now let me ask you this. What is your advice to all of the girls out there who aspire to be Miss Teen USA one day?
As cliche as it sounds, my biggest advice is to never give up, because for me it took me 2 tries to win my state title, and each time that I competed I learned something about myself. So for any girl who's going out there to compete for a state title, to go on to a national pageant, my biggest advice is to never give up, because every year that you compete, every time that you go out there and give it your all, you learn something about yourself, and who knows, different day, different judge, so you just kind of have to stay strong and stay confident in yourself and just never give up and always believe, as my mom would say, always believe. So that's my
Great
biggest
advice. Great advice and so true. Yes, and we have to remember that. Or tell us, what is your best pageant tip or pageant secret that you can give us?
I don't know if it's a tip, but I have this little ritual that I do before I go on stage. And when I went to Miss Teen USA, I had the girls standing around me that we rehearsed with, and I kind of taught it to them. And right before I go on stage, I do this thing called Jenga, and I grab pinkies with the girls around me, and we do this little chant and this kind of rehearsed dance move. And I don't know, for me, it's like my good luck charm. I do it every time I go on stage. I did it my whole entire life. Dancing, me and my friends, we would do it right before we walked out onto that stage. So that's my little ritual. But my biggest tip would be to stay energized. Right before swimsuit, I always am jumping, dancing around, moving, just to get my energy up there, and then just to have high energy and to dance around and get your blood moving and feel energized and pumped to go out there. So
Great tip. And I love the Jenga thing. And it definitely brought you luck, so it worked for you.
It sounds silly, but if you see it with me and a group of girls, then you would understand. I don't even know what Jenga means, to be quite honest, but I've done it my whole life, so it's worked.
That's so awesome. Well, keep doing it because it's working for you.
Thank you.
Well, now Ask the Crown is so excited to be teamed up with Chinese Laundry to give away 3 pairs of tippy-top heels. Now, Erin Brady just came on prior to you, Cassidy, and announced 2 of our winners. And Cassidy, you will be announcing our 3rd winner of the tippy-top heel. Now, I need to tell the viewers that Chinese Laundry is the official shoe sponsor of the Miss USA and Miss Universe pageants. So we are so excited. We've been waiting for this day. I know everyone who entered is like, oh, I hope it's me. I hope it's me. So Cassidy, tell us, who is our third winner for the pair of tippy top heels?
The third winner is, drumroll, Courtney Luther!
Yay! Congratulations, Courtney! Woo! And Courtney, your tippy top heels should be coming to you shortly from Chinese Laundry. And Cassidy, before we go, tell our viewers, how can we follow your journey?
You can follow me at Miss Teen USA on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. You are so beautiful. Love your personality. You are fabulous, doing a great job as Miss Teen USA.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that I did this and that I got to announce the winner for the new Chinese Laundry shoes. So thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness, absolutely, anytime. And thank you again for joining me. It was my honor to interview you. Thanks to all of the viewers for tuning in, and thank you to Chinese Laundry for the fabulous tippy top heels. Yay! Thank you, Cassie. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.